Welcome back, Mashers. It is another edition of the Weekly Mash, where we are bringing you authors with stories you need on your TBR. And today, we are thrilled to chat with Christine Lawrence, author of To Have and to Kill, a cozy mystery full of wedding vibes, quirky sleuths, and yes, murder. Thank you so much for joining us. Would you like to take a minute to introduce yourself, tell us about your book, and then hopefully our questions will be fun and we'll jump into those.
Sure. Thank you, first of all, so much for having me. My name is Christine Lawrence. I started writing in 2008, and it took me 16 years to get published. I'm a mom, bonus mom, dog mom. I do work a day job, and I published my first book last August. And To Have and to Kill was just published in June. And I like traveling and spending time with our family. We like having family game nights and making homemade pizza nights. So that's me.
Love that. Pizza. Very cool. I know, I'm thinking maybe I should do that
I
soon.
know. It's fun because, if you have kids, they can each make their own, creation.
I have pizza dough.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. Thanks, Christine.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
you've inadvertently turned us into pizza night.
Yep. We'll be tagging you later and thanking you.
You're welcome. Have fun.
Okay, Christine, let's start with you. First, can you give our listeners your best author elevator pitch? Who is Christine Lawrence when she's not a fictional crimes writer or wedding planner?
Who is Christine Lawrence? Well, she is an indie author who's just flying by the seat of her pants, trying to figure out all the things that go along with being an indie author. Like earlier, I was just trying to figure out how to make a new website. I love communicating with readers, meeting other authors, going to book events, and talking all things bookish.
Yeah.
And you do the bookish things really good, too.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I'm following you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Most of the time, I'm a
It's
hot mess
fun getting
express,
to
as I
kind of
say.
know people ahead of time, seeing
Yes.
what they present online and then getting to talk to you. And you're like, I remember this time when you mentioned something like that, or
Yeah.
this video was
Yeah.
really cool. It's interesting to not only see just the videos that you're posting, but get to talk to you kind of in person is an interesting and fun dynamic that we've gotten a chance to do. So, yeah.
Well, originally my TikTok page, for example, was started as an autism mom page back in 2021 because my son's autistic, and I was, especially with COVID and everything, it got extra lonely. As a special needs parent, you're already lonely.
Yeah.
And then all that kind of put more into it. So I was trying to find that connection. And then I was like, I really should. I kept seeing, and following authors and book talkers. And I was like, okay, maybe I could do this. But I was terrified to put my face out there. So a lot of my original videos were just pictures or images. They weren't my face. And because I'm self-conscious, as most, women are, there's, always usually something they're self-conscious about or may not like about themselves, which is unfortunate. But finally, I just said, you know what? I'm doing it. And sometimes I don't usually wear a lot of makeup, anymore. And sometimes my hair's a mess. My clothes might be wrinkled or, but I make the videos. That's me. I decided, I'm not going to put this fake persona on. What you see is what you get, kind of thing. And I think it's actually been received really well. I was really nervous. I was expecting a lot of negative comments and things like that, but it's actually been a really great experience. So I'm glad I finally.
I feel like the
took
book
it.
community is way more welcoming than any other community. I'm a certified makeup artist, and my original personal TikTok page was all makeup. And the hate comments that I would get on there, I'm like, I'm just posting my makeup. It's not, I didn't ask for you to be negative, or I wasn't asking anybody's opinion. I just was having fun. And then I was so nervous when we actually made a book talk TikTok for our podcast because I was afraid it'd be kind of the same thing. And all the followers you were getting were all the negative ones, but it's been the complete opposite since I don't think we've had one negative comment yet. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I
don't
love
think so. Yeah, knock on wood. Not yet.
Yeah. Well, I think with any community, there's going to be that negativity, but I tend to see or only follow positive people and see positive things in my feed. So, that's been really great. Like I've met some really awesome people, readers and indie authors, and it's been an amazing experience. So I'm really glad we do have that community out there, because it can be, as an author especially, it can be really lonely too with an indie author, because you're doing it all by yourself. And so connecting with others that are going through it and know what it's like, you can bounce ideas off each other, you can get advice from each other, give advice, but also the readers too, because this is why you're doing what you're doing. So if you can, get to know them, they can get to know you. I think that's a great part, a big and wonderful part of our community is.
And I feel like that's
that.
one thing that's the difference between, not anything against like traditionally published authors, but I feel like traditionally published authors don't give a lot of like them. I mean, there are some, like I follow like Megan Quinn, and I feel like she tells a lot about like her personal life and all the things that are happening, but there are other ones that are just like all about the book. They don't want, but indie authors.
Well, it could just be that they don't have the time, because
indie
they're
authors put
restricted
their
to do all these things. Yeah. Or they have someone else managing their page. Things like
But
that. Yeah.
indies give their whole heart and soul no matter what they're posting.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I agree.
And we get to know you guys before the book and just through the social media lens. And I think that's my favorite part about like what we do, is the relationships that we get to build with all of the authors. We talk to like all of our authors we've had on our podcast like regularly. It's so cool.
Yeah. That's good. I mean, and that's exactly what I think our community should be like, building that relationship between readers and authors, and not being afraid to communicate and, meet each other and realize you have a lot of the same ideas, goals, thoughts, likes, in common. So finding that common ground and then meeting people that are similar is a great part.
I agree.
Yeah. Completely agree. Yes, the indie author community is amazing. We love it.
Crazy how amazing it is.
Yeah.
Let's start talking about the book. So, Tavern to Kill brings Leah and her wedding planning crew back for a mystery, and this time it's involving a missing vendor who turns up unalived. Can you give us your spoiler-free pitch of what readers can expect?
Okay. Well, there's drama, of course. And there's a chase scene in the book. I won't tell you where or who. I love the relationship between Leah and the staff at the Wedded Bliss. I have very close relationships with female friends in my real life. So I love them anytime they're together. So there's a lot of laughs, there's silly moments with them. And that found family, or that, family core, is something important, I think, in my books. I'm trying to think. Well, there's some jealousy. There's 2 love interests.
Ooh.
So there's going to be some jealousy with one of them. I won't say which one. Well, I mean, it's not a spoiler because it's on the cover, but poison comes into play. So yeah.
See, I love books like this. Yeah, I love books like this. So cozy mysteries often balance danger, fun, quirky settings. What inspired you to mix weddings with crime solving?
This isn't my first series that I started writing. I actually have several. Years ago, I started out, my character was, because my background in education is forensics. And I used to be a PI, a private investigator. But at the time I was writing the first one, I was planning my own wedding. It's my second wedding, but I was planning it. So I was deep in the throes of planning wedding. And there used to be a TV show. This is actually kind of where it sparked. And then the fact that I was planning my own wedding brought it back to my mind. A very brief TV show. And they were 3 sisters. And they ran a wedding planning just like this, a wedding planning. I cannot remember. It's like Wedding Bells, I think, or something it was called. And it was very short-lived, but they were 3 sisters, all different personalities. And that I loved it. And I was so sad when it got canceled. I'm a big TV person. And I've still thought about that show. And then when I was trying to come up with characters, I like, okay, what about, maybe not sisters, but do friends, because female friendships are really important. And I love a lot of, shows and books with that kind of vibe. So that's kind of where it got started. And, I had a lot of experience. Like I said, I was doing my own wedding. So then I kind of just use that with a combination of crime stories. I watch a lot of true crime shows and get ideas and try and twist them or see how that could be related to a wedding planner, how she would get involved. So
Imagine that
I like it.
real life. Yeah. I think it'd be sweet if it was a real life story.
yeah. I thought about becoming a wedding planner too, also. Not just for research, but as a profession. So
I always
started
wanted to be a wedding planner or like a party planner.
Yeah. It sounds fun,
But I
right?
don't
I
have the
mean,
patience.
I don't
I was
either.
going to say, I feel like I would get extreme anxiety when things didn't go the way I needed them to go.
Mhm.
That'd be me too.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
anxiety would not handle it.
Yeah. I'd be done.
The bride is supposed to be breathing in the paper bag, not the wedding planner.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd definitely be me.
What's your favorite part of writing the Wedded Bliss? What? Oh my gosh. I can't talk today. What's your favorite part of writing the Wedded Bliss Mysteries? Is it the clues, the character banter, or the shocking reveals?
It's probably a combination because I usually start out I'm writing book 6 right now, actually. So I kind of I start with the victim and the crime, and then I kind of do the suspects, and then I try and figure out what those clues are, how they're connected to the victim, and so I kind of like a combination of all of those.
Mm-hmm.
I love the characters and the banter because the one character, Chelsea, is she evolves, but in the first book, she's very boy crazy, guy of the week kind of girl. Meg is a new mom. And then you've got Leah, who's kind of trying to pick up the pieces after a failed relationship. And now she's got this big responsibility to carry on her family's legacy. So I like it's hard to pick one because I like a little of everything. I know I've been with these characters so much, it's going to be hard to finish book 6 and, quote unquote, say goodbye. I mean, I'm not saying that's the total end. If more people want more, maybe I will, but I have several other series ideas too in the back of my head that I want to also work on. So
yeah,
I'm going to say your titles too are so catchy.
Thank you.
Completely agree.
I almost changed them actually too. I kind of, before I published the first one, I almost changed them.
No,
I was
love the Ivy Dead.
Yeah. It's
when
funny.
I saw it, I was laughing so hard at just the title.
They're all my covers are done for all 6 books, and they're actually hanging up in my office. So as I look up this way, I see all the covers. Yeah. So the next one, the other 4 are hanging here. My husband had those made on canvas for me.
That's cool.
Canvas. So, and
Gold star for hubby.
He did it so my logo's in the middle, and then there's one all around it.
Oh, cool.
The covers. So
That's awesome.
It's cool to see that every day when I'm in my office, and kind of motivates me to oh my gosh, I have these books, and now that I'm publishing
Ryan, you gotta step up.
Yeah, that was Valentine's Day, so it was a great.
Quit yelling at your husband, Ash.
Number 1, he's snoring back there. I can hear him all the way in here. And number 2, I got so excited yesterday. Off topic. Okay, off topic. We sat here and did interviews all day yesterday, and I walk into my living room, and he's like, I bought you something for working so hard and doing all of this. And I'm like, what are you buying me? Is it a book? Is it a special edition? Which I don't really collect special editions, but I'm like, what was it? He goes, oh, you're going to love it. He's like, I just got to fill out paperwork. And I'm like, paperwork? Maybe it's a fancy camera or... And then he shows me his phone. And I'm excited about it, but it's a stove.
I'm like, my husband has to worry about me bringing home animals or wanting to bring home animals. I have to worry about him and our daughter bringing home TVs.
Oh, gosh.
That's a running joke in our house that they went to Walmart and they came home with a 60, 55, whatever inch TV. You guys went for groceries. How did this, get added to the list? So now it's a running joke in our family when they go to Walmart together, no TVs.
No TV.
Yeah. So
my husband's his football cards.
Oh, okay.
He just started it.
Yeah.
But was it yesterday or the day before? He's like, Ashley, I'm sorry. I'm like, what? He's like, well, I went on Whatnot to buy more football cards. And I'm like, okay. We have a 1-for-1 deal. So if he spends $20 bucks in football cards, I get to buy a book without him complaining.
There you go.
Normally I do more than one anyway, but
Yeah.
he's like, well, I put a $15 bid down on this pack of cards and it automatically jumped up to 35. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay. So then I look at the bank and it's $41 after shipping. So I'm like, well, I'm buying books for you.
Mm-hmm.
So
My mom and I were double trouble. My dad hated to see us going to the bookstore or shopping. So we would hit up Barnes & Noble like it was our job. And she and I would usually hide the bags in the car until after my dad went to sleep. And then we'd sneak them in the house.
Yeah.
And before that, I was the adult, was the big store in town. And we'd get in trouble. It was so
every time I get books in the mail, he's like, oh my gosh, so now I get more football cards. I'm like, no, this is author mail for giveaways. Don't even play that game, sir. He's like, but it has the book match on the label. And I'm like,
yeah,
it's not for me though. I mean, besides, I'd love to keep that stack of books, but they're not mine.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I
my
know, me
husband's
too.
a big person. So like last week I had 3 book boxes to send out. That all of a sudden I just got orders, boom, 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 which I'm like, oh, yay. But he was like, oh, no. But he knows the mail lady. You know, again, we live in a small town now. He's gotten to know a couple of the mail ladies. And then I gifted one of the ladies. He took it for me one day. I gifted her one of my books because she's always like, was asking him, like, what are you shipping? And then he was talking to the one that actually comes to our house. He was getting ready to leave to take 2, and she had shown up. So he went out there and they were talking. He ran back inside, grabbed my books, ran out to her and showed them to her. And I was like, you could have given them to her. He's like, I was going to. She said no, she wants to buy them and support you. She just took pictures. So he's like my biggest. He's actually the reason I got my first book signing in town is because he literally walked in the coffee shops with my book and talked to them for me while I was working. Yeah. So I even have a shirt. So my wife is my favorite author. I got him for Christmas this year. Then I made him wear it at a book signing a couple months ago. I'm like, you're on the staff.
Did you post a picture of that?
I think so. It was my book signing in
I feel like I saw it.
June, I think, yeah. And he had a ball cap and it has my logo on it.
I think I saw it.
Yeah.
And I think I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I told him, I said, well,
I'm on social media too much.
Yeah. Well,
we keep getting sidetracked.
Puppy.
That was my fault. My fault. If you could pick one celebrity one celebrity to crash. Miranda, we're struggling today.
No, I know.
The Wedded Bliss Wedding Expo. Who would it be and what chaos would they cause?
Celebrity. I would say Channing Tatum. And I think he could get that dance floor. He would get some people out on the dance floor and put on a show. He could have all the ladies in uproar for sure. So that would be my choice. He's just too handsome. Except now I'm at that age where I have to watch, like, if I say someone's handsome, I have to, like, how old are they? Like, my friend and I were talking about the Savannah Bananas. So I'm sure you've seen them. They're all over TikTok, the baseball team. And some of those guys are so cute. But then it's like, oh, they're only 22. I'm old enough to be their mom. Just like meeting my son's teacher this year. He's very young and new, but he's a little cutie, but he's old enough to.
Yeah, it's like when we were in school, all the teachers were older than dirt.
Yes, yes.
And now they're all super young.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ours never were. They were old, miserable ladies and mean and.
Yeah.
Or, not anymore.
Brenda and I are both teachers, so we're allowed to talk about the old teachers.
Yeah. We'll be the old teachers at some point.
I think you guys sound like you're probably fun teachers. I have a feeling you guys are the fun teachers.
I try. I wear dinosaur jumpsuits.
Hey, there you go.
Normally I have cool colored hair.
Remember that. Those are the teachers they'll remember years from now or come back and be like, oh, Mrs. So-and-so,
Yeah. I try to play parody songs that my middle schoolers love to hate.
Oh, I like that. There you go.
Yeah, like I found different sites for science ones and history ones, and I got to find good math ones because I'm teaching math this year.
Oh.
I will, though. And then they complain, but they secretly love it. I know they love it.
That's like when you make it fun, even though, they may be like I said, years down the road, they're going to remember that or, then they get a teacher that is one of those not so nice, fun teachers. Like, man, I wish I was back in Mrs. So-and-so's class because, it was fun. Like, have you seen the teacher on TikTok that does the NFL elementary? This is
not. I don't think I have.
check her out. She has been doing it for, I can't remember how long now, but she has her kids draft a team for the NFL. But she uses, it's a program, and now over 100 teachers this year are using it.
That's
And
cool.
Wow.
Look her up.
yeah,
Jeez, I'm like knocking stuff
fun.
over trying to get a sticky note.
Oh no, you're fine. I will try and send you guys the link in the.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
But
that
she
would be
uses
sweet.
NFL, but she just to teach, but she does like they just, so they all got their teams and they could trade. And then the other video I just saw the other day was they had to practice writing and write a letter to each of their teams.
That's cool.
So, and learn how to dress it and things like that. So I started finding her last year, and then like some of the teams would send stuff or whatever, but they celebrate like winning, losing, like she, discusses that angle of it. So, I mean, here I am talking. Sorry, we're going off topic again.
We're all
But
into it.
But speaking of teaching, like, I just think that's such a cool thing. Like, if I was younger, I would be, more apt to like pay attention, or, I did go to a reading and writing focused elementary school, which was awesome. My mom made sure my brother and I got into it because you had to get in by a lottery back in the 80s at the time, but they had authors come in all the time. Yeah. And so I think that really too, it's off topic slightly, but like that helped spark and my mom herself sparked my love for books and reading. That was something important to her. So she made sure, it was instilled in us. So teachers can really help influence that and bring out creativity.
They don't want to read the books I'm reading. That's for dang sure.
Well, no. But I was also reading romance books in middle school when my friends were still reading like Bloom, and then they were circling the dirty parts and reading them out loud at lunchtime, which was very embarrassing to me at the time. Yeah. I used to read romance.
That's my oldest. She was reading, I don't even remember her name. I'll have to look, but she was reading a like young adult book, like when she was like in 6th grade. Yeah. That she probably shouldn't have been reading, but
if the maturity level's there, it's fine.
That's how it was for me. My mom made sure, like, started out reading her historical Barbara Cartland's, some other historical romances, and then moved on to Temptation and Blaze and Harlequin, all that stuff. And then she found in mysteries, and then I never went back really. So she started reading them and I started reading them. We'd share books back and forth too.
Yeah.
Good job, Mom.
Yeah, we've got the byproduct right here.
Yeah.
Let's see. So you balance a day job, like you said. You balance parenting, and you write mysteries. What's your secret sauce for making it all work together?
I don't know, honestly. I have a lot of people like, how do you juggle everything? Honestly, I'm a very slow writer. And let me grab it. Actually, hold on. I have one with me.
Oh, you're good.
It turned.
What? Like, there's 2 of you now.
What happened? Hold on. It turned my effects off somehow. How do you turn it back on?
Like open 2 different tabs or something?
No.
That was weird.
That is weird. Yeah, well, let me turn my visual effects. So I'm sorry. This is my writing desk behind me. But this composition book that's been through heck, I take this everywhere with me. No matter what I'm doing, if I only have a couple minutes here and there, this thing is with me. Work, eat in my desk, and then on my actual lunch, I usually sit outside or sit here and write.
Yeah.
At nighttime, when I get the kid out, I write. In the morning, get him off on the bus, I write the night before I go to work. So I'm not sure. I don't necessarily feel like I'm doing a great job of juggling everything, because parenting is hard. And even harder when you have a special needs child. We don't have any help. My husband and I work full time, but we work different shifts so that someone's always there with our son. This book, for example, 6 is really coming faster to me. Some have, some don't. But I write everything handwritten and then I transfer it to the computers. I don't know. I really can't say, because I guess it's mostly determination, not giving up. And, you still get that imposter syndrome creeping in, or the monkey on your back telling you you're not good enough, you can't do this, you should just quit. So that's a struggle in itself. And then, you add in that to your other life, and I deal with anxiety and depression. So, chronically ill. I have chronic illnesses, but I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. I mean, I didn't start out doing it to not see it come to fruition. Yes, my life kind of lifed and got in the way, but I still wrote. And so I just think that's the main thing I like to tell people is always follow your dreams. Don't give up. Don't quit. Yes, maybe it'll take you longer than you plan, or maybe it's not going to look the same way you thought it was going to look, but keep going.
Yep.
Because you never know.
It's not
what.
over.
Yes, exactly. And that's how I sign a lot of my books. Always follow your dreams, because I made a post just the other day for my 1-year anniversary of being published. If you would have told me 16 years ago that I'd be published, which at the time self-publishing was a very big no-no, and now 16 years later, 17 now, indie publishing is really huge, and it's very prevalent, and there's a lot of indie authors out there, and it's looked at in a totally different light. So I am 46. That was the other thing. I was like, oh, you can never too old. You're never too old either. And like I said, those intrusive thoughts like that. I'm not good enough. I'm too old. What if no one reads my book? And I was just actually yesterday going through, sales and adding up how much I've done. So yes, it's not maybe what XYZ is doing, author, but for me, it's really good. So that's the other thing is you gotta kind of not compare yourself to others. So that's a very long-winded sideways answer to what
No,
you
we
asked.
love it. We love the long-winded
But
answer.
I don't think there's one thing though, honestly, that you can say that would, especially for me, obviously, as you can tell, I am all over the place. And there's some some days I go without writing, and I don't, to be honest, I don't read a lot for fun right now. I have several books started, but I don't have a lot of time to read because I'm busy with home life, the kid, the day job, or, doing business, other stuff, with writings. You just have to find a balance, I think, that works for you. And it may not,
I agree.
may not be pretty.
And we need to stop
It may not
comparing
be-
our journeys to everybody else too.
Exactly.
I mean, I know I'm 100% guilty of it.
Yes.
We go on a lot and look at other podcasts, videos, and how fast they're growing. But then we have a video do really good, and then we grow super fast. And we really need to stop comparing what we're doing to other ones because our journey is our journey, not theirs.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do that though. I mean, I've thought about that too. I'll see someone, a friend doing something. Well, darn it, but then people come up and or not come up, but comment to me wow, you're doing all these book events. I call it my spaghetti wall. I have no idea what I'm doing, honestly. I am just throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing if it sticks, because if I find out about a book event, if it's not too expensive, I can, afford it. It's not too far from home. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And if it works, it works. But it's more so to me about meeting readers, getting out there, kind of making those networking connections. Yes. Would I like to write full time and not work my day job anymore? Yes, of course. But that's just not feasible right now. But at the same time, maybe I'm not doing what this author's doing, but then like I said, I have authors that are impressed with what I'm doing. So, and I also don't like gatekeeping. Someone early on, when I started on TikTok as the author stuff, and I would watch a lot of videos and YouTubes, and because I'd been out of the loop for 10 years at least, plus at that point. And so I started just learning, current stuff, what's going on, more about self-publishing and things like that. Cause I was still on the fence. Probably 3 years ago, I was still on the fence, or I'd say 3 or 4 years ago, I was still on the fence. Traditional, if I wanted to do self-publishing, but I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. What was I going to say? This happens a lot. My Swiss brain. But
I was
anyways,
going to say, that would be reason 12,202 why Ashley would make a terrible author, because I wouldn't want to self-publish because I know it'd be too much work for me, but I also wouldn't put up with publishing companies with the deadlines and the expectations.
Yeah. Well,
It's a lose-lose for you.
Well, I'm like, I am learning too. I'm still learning. I know there's going to be more, but I think you also, again, like I said, you can't compare your journey to others, but you also have to make your journey work for you. I try and make sure, I don't miss out on family things. And, there's certain things that I try and do that I don't are like no-goes. Like, I'm not going to miss out on big family events, things that are important to me.
Definitely.
So those are things you need to factor in as well. Like, what are your, I don't know, I don't want to say rules, but like, what are your,
Your boundaries. Yeah.
boundaries? Thank you. That's the word I was trying to say. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been an amazing experience and I love it. And I'm so glad I put myself out there and it's been great so far. So,
Well, I think you're killing the game. So
well,
I
thank
love it
you.
when you pop up on my TikToks and I get to sit there and watch your videos, and I don't know.
Thank you.
You make me happy when your videos come up.
Oh, well, thank you. I
So,
appreciate that.
so let's talk a little bit about you. Since you were also a PI, like you said, what is the
Mhm.
wildest, only in real life case detail you've ever tucked into your story? If you have one.
It is actually in book 1. And it was my first pre-official case. I was in college. I had to do an internship. So I was doing an internship with the firm. And um, so I was going to school in West Virginia at the time. They needed me and they said I could take a friend, go to a bar in this breaky-dink small town. And it was a wrongful death investigation, I believe. And so the husband died, and I think his family thought his wife was involved. So um, we were pretty much paid to go and have a couple drinks and try and get some information. And you'd be surprised. Like, I don't know that we broke the case wide open, but we definitely got some information. And we found out that the wife had been in there not long before his death. It was dancing with another guy. And
Ooh.
husband showed up not happy. And let's just say things went down. Yeah. So I kind of used that similar story in book 1 when they're at one of the bars to investigate. So that would probably be the one. I haven't used the other 2 big stories that to me like are very memorable, but also in book 1, the surveillance. I did one day, the worst one I did was like 11 or 12 hours in the car in summer. It was horrible.
Sounds horrible.
Did a lot of surveillance, workers' comp. The best one though of my cases was a domestic cheating. The guy flew in from another state and the wife hired us and we had to be positioned in the airport. She found out when his flight was coming in, his rental car. So one of us was positioned. I was inside. So you can't like go all the way to the gate now. So I had to wait outside, like where he would be coming out, follow him all the way to the car rental, figure out what rental car he was getting while I'm pretending the other investigator is my husband or boyfriend to give him a heads up to watch for the car coming out of the garage. And so then I jumped in the car and followed. Once he had the guy following, I jumped in my car, caught up. We followed him through this other part of town. They stopped at the mall, went into Barnes and Noble, and he came out with a girl. Walked in by himself, and he came out with a girl. Yeah, well, it gets better. So then they leave and together, and so we keep following them, and they end up at a Bob Evans about 20 minutes from the mall. And so we're in different parts of the parking lot, and we're filming. And they finally come out and they sit in his rental car and they start making out and we got the money shot. Which it sounds terrible to say that, but as a PI, that's your job. And unfortunately, like I think the wife pretty much already knew this stuff was going on. Unfortunately, we ended up losing them after they left the Bob Evans and went across town. But yeah, that was probably the one. I haven't used that one yet in one of my stories, so I don't know if it'll be this series or not. It might be in one of the other series, but
That'd be so cool.
I would say those 2. Yeah.
So we're gonna make
Some
another
great writing
I
material.
know. We're gonna make another running joke.
Yeah.
Reason number 1 why Ashley would make a terrible investigator or PI, because I would not do surveillance.
Yeah, no sitting in a car for 11 hours for me.
I
Yeah,
would be sleeping or reading.
Sleeping
Yeah.
or reading, yeah.
Yep.
That's a good part of my book. Don't come out of the building yet.
Wait, you can't go in the house yet. I'm mid-chapter.
yeah. It's interesting, you know, I mean, I did love it. I didn't like the 11 hours in the summer sweating to death because you don't have the car on
Yeah.
because you don't want to look suspicious. But, you know, then every hour you have to get your shot, or every so often you have to drive around. If you're surveilling a certain house, you may have to like stay outside and then go up by the house. And yeah, so
Crazy. Sounds
The
like a movie.
investigating would be cool.
yeah,
When they
I
actually
like
showed up, it would be cool.
Yeah.
But no,
The stakeout
Yeah.
part, not so much.
not
Yeah.
so much.
no. I did a
Yeah.
lot of background checks
I'd be
too.
like, I caught you.
I didn't have to do that.
But I'd be kidding.
Thankful.
Okay, we're gonna go in for a fun
Yeah.
rapid fire round.
Okay.
This thing that pops up to your head pops into your my Atlanta pops
Pops
into
up.
your head. See, can't talk. Reason number 2, I'd be a terrible PI. Coffee, tea, or wedding champagne.
Wedding champagne.
Ooh, I like it.
Nice.
I hate coffee.
What is your go-to comfort read?
Probably anything by Tanya Kappas. She's another cozy mystery author.
I like it. Plotter, pantser, or chaotic middle.
Chaotic middle, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One word your characters would use to describe you.
One word, nuts, crazy. Nuts, I guess.
In the best way possible, though.
Right, yes.
Right.
Right. Because I put some
Perfect snack
especially Leah in those
snack
predicaments.
while solving crime.
Snack by solving crime. Ooh, that's a hard one. I would say probably Cheez-Its. Do you hear that?
No, sorry.
No, it's cut out. We're just like,
You said
We're like
best
looking at you
snack.
like,
You said best snack, right? Cheez-Its.
okay.
it could be licorice. Because you always
I
see,
could do
I don't know.
licorice, but only
Maybe I'm
red.
wrong. Yeah, I always see like detectives on like TV, like with the licorice in their mouth.
Stereotypical liquid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least you didn't say
it's
don't.
small and you can pop, you know, and they're not too messy.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Awesome. All right. That was the end of our questions. Christine, it's been such a blast having you and listening to all the interesting investigation stories that you shared with us. I loved it. Thank you for joining us and giving our listeners a peek behind the curtain of To Have and To Kill. Mashers, if you're ready for weddings, witty, sleuthing, and a dash of danger, make sure that you grab your copy. We will drop everything, Christine, books, links, socials in the captions below. Thank you again, Christine. We can't wait to see what's next. And as always, keep reading, keep supporting indie authors, and keep it a little mysterious. Until next time.
Bye.